All right, should be live once more. Getting ready for first pitch over in Cincinnati, Ohio. See if I can make sure we're all good. There. All right, audio is working. Chat is also working. There we go. So we got Orioles, Reds. Similar-ish color schemes. The best way I can describe this. Not many other similarities geographically. Record-wise, actually pretty similar. Both teams at 40 wins. Orioles 2 more losses than the Reds, but that is just in terms of 2 more games played for the Orioles. Going up against Brady Singer, who has not had a very good season. You can kind of see right now if you're watching already. 3-7 with a 5.12 ERA. Gunnar Henderson leading off for the O's. Let's see. All right, now it's adjusted. You go to the box score, as always. Henderson, Rutschman, and Ward, the kind of new order for the top 3. Henderson's going to take strike 1 on a sinker, kind of right down the middle. Henderson, career versus Brady Singer, 1 for 3 with a home run and a strikeout. We'll take inside on a sinker for ball 1. So quick 1-1 count against the Reds righty. Mostly throws that sinker. Sinker, slider, sweeper, cutter, four-seamer. Mostly the sinker-slider combination. Has 5 pitches listed, mostly throws 2. There is a sweeper, actually, so there's his third most used pitch. Doesn't actually throw it a lot to lefties. Throws it more to righties. Throws it to a lefty there. It's down and away for ball 2 also. Henderson will take down low on a sinker for ball 3 now. So Singer has missed low on 3 straight pitches after putting one in the zone. Next pitch is taken just outside for ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk for Gunnar Henderson. He does not even swing the bat. There is no strike zone yet for Masson tonight. So I'm going to be doing this by my best judgment for the moment. Brings up Adley Rutschman, hitting .252 on the season. Batting lefty at the moment, as he is a switch hitter. Will take strike 1 at the bottom of the zone on a sinker. The main broadcast camera definitely a bit more high and directly behind, like in line with home plate over at Great America Ballpark. Rutschman takes low on a slider for ball 1. So he's in a 1-1 count. Still haven't yet to see a swing from either Orioles batter so far. Runner on first, nobody out here to start the game. Henderson with the oven mitt on. We'll see if he tries to steal. Rutschman's going to take, just inside. We're going to get a challenge here. Again, the strike zone is not apparent. I think this is going to be overturned to a strike. Looked like it was right on the edge. Might have been a little inside on the sinker. Not quite sure, but it is. Yep, it is inside. Or not inside, sorry. It is a strike. So that's what I thought. Looked like it got a good chunk of the plate. So it is overturned to a 1-2 count instead of a 2-1 count. So Rutschman in danger of striking out now. Again, he's taken all 3 pitches. Henderson took all 5 and walked. Rutschman will take wisely there on a sweeper below the zone for ball 2. So 2-2 count now through 9 pitches, no swings. So it's Orioles patient so far through 9 pitches against Brady Singer, as Rutschman is going to foul this one away. Sinker was kind of in the middle. Rutschman might have gotten a little under that, but got a piece of it to stay alive. Henderson standing next to Spencer Steer over at first. Jason Bourgeois, the Orioles first base coach, giving Henderson some kind of signal from the Orioles dugout. Have not seen Gunnar attempt to steal yet. He will jump. Rutschman is going to check swing, but not all the way, so he's going to strike out. Kind of swords a little bit there on the slider below the zone, so walk and a strikeout for Brady Singer to start the game. We'll bring up Taylor Ward, who has been bumped out of his leadoff spot to third. Rutschman falls to a knee, just not able to hold up there. And I agree that was a swing. Unfortunately, it was a little too far around, but it was a swing nonetheless. So Ward hitting .250. It's been not the best June. It's better in April and May. Take outside on the sinker for ball 1. Had a 1 for 12 series against Chicago. Only 5 home runs, has walked a ton, 23 RBIs. We'll take a strike there. Sinker kind of bottom left part of the zone. Still not sure why we don't have a strike zone, but I will do my best to figure out what strike zone I'm going to go with. But barring a double play, we'll see Pete Alonso. That sweeper is outside for ball 2. Alonso's been having a nice season for the Orioles at the moment. The walk rate has gone considerably down for Ward, though, in the month of June, only 10.3% compared to the 26.3% in May, according to the Masson graphic. Though he's in a very favorable count at the moment, as that cutter is down and away for ball 3. So 3-1 count for Taylor Ward. I think he's second, or at least he's been like second or third in the American League in walks at the moment. Did lead it for a while. It's fallen off there. He's going to take strike just on the outside part of the zone on a sinker to run the count full. Again, we've seen 2 swings so far through 16 pitches from the Orioles. Both of them were Adley Rutschman, one a foul ball, one a strikeout. Not seen any contact yet, as Ward is in a 3-2 count. He will swing here, knock it over into shallow right field, and that is going to get down for a base hit. So the first piece of contact for the Orioles is a soft single there to get runners on first and second, and 1 out for Taylor Ward. That will also bring up Pete Alonso with 2 out, runners in scoring position now as well. Or sorry, 2 on, 1 out. So Taylor Ward goes opposite on the sinker. Oh, we do have the strike zone graphic there on the replay, at least. Not the actual, the live broadcast, but on the replay it's there. Let's see if it'll show up now. But Henderson on second, Ward on first. Nope, the strike zone graphic still not there, but that one I could certainly tell was a strike right down the middle of the sinker. For strike number 1, 19 homers for Pete Alonso, 59 RBIs, 806 OPS, 247 average. The 59 RBIs, which is pretty close to league leading. Pretty good there for Pete. Takes strike 2 on a slider, top of the zone, but well in there. Alonso's shaking his head, probably looking at something else in his mind. We'll take his time here. Alonso does strike out a lot, but does also hit pretty well with runners in scoring position. Not with the bases loaded, though. He's actually been very bad this year at hitting with the bases loaded, but there's not the bases loaded right now. It's only 2 on. We'll see if Alonso can battle back after going down quick 0-2 against Brady Singer. He will not. He's going to strike out, and the throw, Gunner's going to steal third. The throw was airmailed into left field. Gunnar Henderson is going to trot home, and Ward is going to take third base, so the double steal was on. Unfortunately, Alonso goes down looking, but the Orioles are going to get a run off of the terrible throw to third base by the Reds catcher, Tyler Stevenson. So Orioles catch a bit of a break there. Alonso just don't know what he was looking at, but the throw was completely airmailed, and Henderson's easily able to make it home. Ward takes third base. So a productive out, I guess, for Pete Alonso. I'll take it. Would have liked the strikeout to have not happened, but hey, it's better than nothing. Samuel Basallo is going to take ball 1 above the zone. So that is some way to score a run. Besides going to take inside for ball 2 on the sinker. So Orioles with a early lead here, looking to get more. Anything past the infield from Basallo will net a run. That is also not, in play, or not out, essentially. Anything past the infield, as it's now a 3-0 count as well. That is not a flyout for Basallo with 37 RBIs, 769 OPS, 12 home runs, I believe. Hitting 256, going to take strike, takes all the way on the 3-0. But Basallo is big power hitter for the Orioles. Had a interesting June, to say the least. Bit up and down. Will take outside, though, for ball 4. So Brady Singer's command not very sharp through 25 pitches. Second walk of the inning. Couple strikeouts as well. 13 balls to 12 strikes, 25 total. So perfect timing for that Masson graphic. Brings up Dylan Beavers, recently returned from the injured list. Also, we got a goal in Argentina, Cape Verde. I got to pull that up. I'm assuming Argentina scored. Beaver is going to take up and in for ball 1. I'm assuming it was Argentina who scored again because they are obviously very heavily favored against Cape Verde. It's cool to see that Cape Verde is there, though. Let's pull it up. So Beaver is going to take strike there, so it's 1-1 on the slider at the bottom of the zone. But 2 outs, runners in scoring position, 333 average, 7 RBIs, a couple doubles. Oh, no, Cape Verde tied it up. Oh, wow. Whoa. Beaver is going to take, just at the bottom part of the zone for strike 2. So start of the second half there. I mean, it's actually around 60 minutes and just a buried shot in the back of the net for Cape Verde. Nutmeg, the defender, gets over the goalie's foot to tie it up. Whoa. Beavers takes inside there on a sinker for ball 2. So very patient approach so far for the Orioles in this first inning. We'll see a 30th pitch for Brady Singer. Runners on the corners. 2 outs here for Dylan Beavers, who will knock this one high in the air. Pretty deep, but not quite deep enough for a fly out to right center and out number 3. 30 pitches, Orioles do get 1 off of the errant throw from the catcher Tyler Stevenson on the stolen base, successful stolen base by Gunnar Henderson that eventually brought him home. The center fielder Matt McClain for the Reds makes that 3rd out to prevent more runs, but good sign for the Orioles that they're able to get runners on base. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Argentina, Cape Verde also tied up at 1. Pretty big right there. All right. 1 second, I just got to text someone real quick. Had to schedule a haircut appointment. My hair's getting a little long. So it should be Ellie De La Cruz, Sal Stewart, and Spencer Steer to lead off against the lefty Trevor Rogers, who's had a nice couple starts. Last 2 starts, especially for Trevor Rogers, has been fantastic, honestly. It's like absolutely great. The kind of starts we saw last season for Trevor Rogers. More what we expected to see rather than the total failure of his like April and much of May. But it's been a better June for Trevor Rogers. But he'll face a pretty tough top of the lineup. I mean, Spencer Steer's not having the best season, but Sal Stewart's been great as a rookie. Ellie De La Cruz is still Ellie De La Cruz. He's been fantastic. Outside of that, the Reds lineup been not the best. Reds started out strong. They had a really good April. May was not as friendly. Argentina's gonna, nope, just barely miss it. Who's texting me now? Oh, that's what it was. The appointment was confirmed. That's why. Anyway, the Reds had a nice month of April, not a good month of May, and it's been pretty much all downhill since April. And the offense just has not been great. The pitching hasn't been all that good either. And it's been a rough go as of late for the Reds. So Rogers' first pitch to Ellie De La Cruz is just below the zone with a 4-seamer for ball 1. 4-seamer, changeup, sweeper, sinker, and cutter for Trevor Rogers. There was a good mix throws that 4-seamer more than anything else. Was really working yesterday as Ellie's going to foul this changeup off for strike 1. There was a pretty even mix of all of his pitches, or all of his secondary pitches to lefties. Ellie, the righty, will see a decent amount of those changeups, since that does break inside to righties. There is another changeup just low for ball 2. But Ellie, the speedster and the top guy for the Reds over the past couple of years, and a 2-1 count, will chop this one. Just get a piece, really. Gets a foul tip. Still strike 2 nonetheless. Looked like that was maybe a slider or a sweeper. Didn't look like the fastball. But as Ellie's been absolutely crushing lefties this season, which is not good for Trevor Rogers, there is a sweeper that is just outside. Everything's been low for Rogers against Ellie so far. But he's 5-7, 4.99 ERA. And Ellie's going to ground this one just foul on the changeup. Again, everything low for Ellie. He's a pretty tall guy. One of the fastest guys in baseball. Blaze Alexander over at third for the Orioles. Showing him because he fielded the foul ball. Alexander had an incredible month of June. One of the best out of anyone. But Ellie, the 272 hitter on the 3-2 count, will just get a piece of that sweeper to stay alive. So we go again in the full count. Twins, Yankees tied 1 apiece. That'd be awesome if the Twins beat the Yankees and make them lose 8 in a row. That'd be so much fun. But 8th pitch coming from Rogers to De La Cruz to start the bottom of the first. Full count. Pitch is outside with a fastball for a walk. So a guy you really don't want to walk in, Ellie De La Cruz, gets on. We'll probably see him attempt to steal at some point in this game. But Alexander, Henderson, Holiday, Alonso the infield, Ward, Kowser, Beavers the outfield, Rogers on the mound, Basayo behind home plate. So pretty good lineup for the Orioles. A lot of the guys you want to see. Brings up Sal Stewart, hitting .257 on the season. Will swing and miss on the cutter for strike 1. Not a highly used pitch for Trevor Rogers, but one that's there. I think the SC is the cutter, right? Yeah. There is a changeup low for ball 1. Nothing's been going high for Rogers so far tonight. But Sal Stewart has been very good for the Reds in his rookie season, though he swings and misses there on the fastball for strike 2. Exactly the kind of guy the Reds need to try and, get back in contention here. Argentina with a chance, but nothing there. Stewart crushes fastballs. He will knock this one high, but foul. I think it was 13 homers he had off fastball is what the graphic just said. So maybe Rogers doesn't want to throw the fastball. He didn't throw, I think that was the first one of the, or no, that was the second one. The first one was outside. Maybe. There might have been the first of the sequence. So Rogers' fastball is the pitch he likes, though he goes to a sweeper there, and Sal Stewart's going to swing and miss for strikeout number 1 for Trevor Rogers. So again, everything kind of at the knees around the bottom of the zone. Again, the strike zone box is there on the replay, just not on the live broadcast, but that one was well in the zone. Stewart out in front of it a little bit. So out number 1 for Rogers here. Double play now from Spencer Steer could end the inning. Steer not having as good of a season. Will line this one foul on the fastball. 727 OPS, 235 batting average. 13 home runs, though, so he's got plenty of power. Don't know why he's worth negative .1 WAR, though. Not sure what ESPN's saying there. He's going to line this one through the midfield line. That is going to be a base hit. Ellie's going to get to third base. The throw in will cut off Steer from getting to second, so we have runners on the corners, 1 out. Double play still in effect, but not good for Trevor Rogers at the moment. Now it's fastball kind of more up in the zone a little bit. Steer able to cover it. Get a yellow card on someone from Cape Verde. And we'll bring up Eugenio Suarez, hitting just .207. I know pretty sure he dealt with some injury concerns earlier in the season. Was on the IL for a bit. Takes high. Is that a strike? Nope, it was a ball. Okay. 8 home runs, 29 RBIs, 648 OPS. Not been a great season in his return to Cincinnati for Eugenio. But in a favorable count here, and with a chance to drive in some runs, will swing and miss for strike 1. Might have been a foul tip, but right into the glove of Samuel Basayo. Adley Rutschman is DHing tonight. Suarez hitting .236, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs with runners in scoring position this season. 18th pitch coming up for Trevor Rogers, trying to find a way to mitigate damage here. as Suarez is going to ground this one just foul by the third base line. So Rogers gets away with that one there, and a 1-2 count now is Suarez. If I remember correctly, he played for Team Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. I feel like he did. Let me see real quick. Hang on. Did he? Yeah, he did. So 1-2 count for Trevor Rogers against Eugenio Suarez will be taken low on the changeup in the dirt. Ball 2. So Rogers obviously hunting strikeout here at 2 strikes, but also definitely looking to induce a double play. Everything's really been low for him so far. I haven't seen him challenge too many batters high. This one is inside with a sinker for ball 3. So Rogers not quite looking as sharp as he did the last 2 outings. Trying to hold this game in at 1-0 at the moment. 3-2 is swung on a miss. Strike 3 on the sweeper. So back-to-back strikeouts for, actually not back-to-back, but 2 strikeouts in the inning for Trevor Rogers. Sweeper dotted at the bottom right corner of the zone. Perfect pitch right there. Brings up Marte. I know it's not Cattell, it's not Starling, it's a different Marte. It is, one moment, Noelvi Marte, hitting just 200 on the season. Not an everyday player for the Reds this season. Might have been a little outside on that strike call, but a strike nonetheless. But it was like Noelvi didn't really start playing regularly until the month of June. And still, it's not been spectacular, but in a good position to drive in some runs here. Going to pop this one up and foul. So in a quick 0-2 hole, though, the right fielder for Cincinnati. The velocity for Trevor Rogers is certainly there tonight. Got his fastball up to 97, which is not something he usually throws. He's more like low to mid 90s with his fastball, but he's got some extra juice tonight. I mean, it is hot as hell out in really most of America. It's getting in the hundreds over here on the East Coast, that's for sure. I know it's over in Ohio, but even still, it is hot. Then Marte is going to just kind of lazy check swing, get a piece of it on that sweeper, so it is still 0-2 for the count. Still runners at the corners. Ellie De La Cruz and Spencer Steer. So Noelvi Marte looking to try and tie this game up for Cincinnati with a hit. Trevor Rogers looking to get out of the inning. He will with a strikeout. Fastball at the top of the zone. Finally goes upstairs. Marte way late on that swing. So Rogers strands 2, gives up none. Wasn't exactly the cleanest first inning, but he definitely seemed to lock in a bit more as things went on. And 3 strikeouts for Trevor Rogers gets him a scoreless first inning. It will be Colton Cowser, Blaze Alexander, and Jackson Holliday, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters up to bat for the O's. Going into the bottom of the second, we have corner kick from the looks of it for Argentina. Yep. Served in and going to be rebounded around and just barely out of the reach for Argentina. So again, that game is tied 1-1. So there's a free kick taken by Messi. The goalie was like putting his water bottle away on the opposite side of the goal and had to rush over and actually managed to save it. So near disaster there for Cape Verde earlier. But they've gotten to the hydration break there in Miami as Cape Verde looks to do the improbable and upset Argentina. Not impossible. They can do it. They've played well, but still certainly improbable. But they've tied it, that's for sure. Let's see. Let's go check the out-of-town scoreboard, because there was one game that I saw, the Chicago game. That game was crazy. But yeah, so Nationals, Pirates. Nats are up 2-1 over the Pirates, middle of the third. Twins, Yankees tied 1 apiece, top of the second. White Sox, Guardians, scoreless, bottom of the second. Mets, Braves, scoreless, bottom of the first. The other game that has been played so far was the Cardinals beating the Cubs 17-1. So a little lopsided there, just a bit. In that NL Central divisional matchup. This one involves another NL Central team in the Reds, but it is not a divisional matchup as the Orioles are in the AL East. You got the Red Sox and Angels playing later on today, as well as the Giants, Rockies, Rays, Astros, Marlins, Athletics, Brewers, Diamondbacks, Padres, Dodgers, and Blue Jays and Mariners. I think U.S. men's national team is over there in Seattle for that game as well, I heard. Golden Cows are on the first pitch. We'll look at a sinker outside for ball one. So a long first inning for really both pitchers. 25 pitches for Rogers, 30 pitches for Brady Singer. Singer gives up one unearned run, actually. There's strike to Cowser. Rogers does not give up the run. I assume the run that is scored is going to be unearned because it was induced off the throwing error. Cowser swings through a pitch there for strike 2 on the sweeper. So Singer is in the driver's seat against Colton Cowser at the moment, one of the many lefties the Orioles are using today. Cowser check swing does not go. Or he did, never mind. Didn't look like he went around, but I guess he did. So that is a strikeout there for Brady Singer. His third of the night. I don't agree with that. That did not look like a swing at all. I don't know. They're calling it a swing, so unfortunately Cowser goes down. Brings up Blaze Alexander, hitting .306 on the season. He's been much more of a regular player in June. This has certainly been paying off. Takes strike 1 down the middle. Again, Orioles pretty patient so far against Brady Singer. Alexander takes outside on a sweeper. Ball 1. Blaze takes upstairs now. Sinker for ball 2. 795 OPS. Only 3 home runs. 26 RBIs. But has been able to get on base very well as of late. Will kind of get a piece of that slider to go foul. Defense has been up and down, but overall he's been a very good addition this season, has Blaze Alexander. But Brady Singer, not a good season compared to last. Throws outside there on the sinker to run the count full against Alexander. The velocity they're showing for his fastball very low at like around 92, which is tied 7th lowest among Major League starting pitchers. There's going to be a check swing. Does not go. Looked like that pitch might have been in the zone. They're calling it a ball. So it is a full count walk for Blaze Alexander. It was just a little outside. Alexander does hold up on the check swing. So it is another walk for the Orioles. I guess only their second. Or no, it's their third. Never mind. This just has not updated yet. There we go. Yeah, their third of the day. Brings up Jackson Holliday hitting 196. Missed all of April and most of May. I think it might have been all of May. I don't know. I don't know. He missed a lot of the season. Takes strike 1 anyway. Did Jackson Holliday. But he's back now. It's been okay. Maybe not as good as you might hope, but it's not been horrible. Takes outside for ball 1. Does have a couple homers. 2 walks in the last game. 3 in his previous 17 games, according to the Masson graphic. In their win against Chicago back on Wednesday. Holliday takes well outside with a sinker for ball 2. So Brady Singer's sinker is kind of getting sprayed all over the place. The command, again, has not really been good for Singer tonight. 43 pitches right now through an inning and a third, plus a couple extra. Holliday is going to ground this one right back to Singer, who's going to throw to second. A little off target, so it's going to only net 1. Grounder was a little slow, so it was a fielder's choice. Holliday is going to replace Alexander at first. So an unproductive out there for Jackson. But it was chopped right back to Singer. Good play glove-wise, but the throw was not very good to Ellie over at second base. Better throw might have been able to induce a double play. Would have been close. But it is runner on first, 2 outs now for Gunnar Henderson, who walked to lead off the game on 5 pitches. Batting for 2 innings in a row, takes ball 1 below the zone. Did not really see Gunnar Henderson swing at all in that 5-pitch walk. But got over to second off of the Taylor Ward single, then stole third and reached home on the error. We'll knock this one foul on the sinker. So first swing nets a swinging strike 1. I guess. I mean, it's foul ball strike 1, but swinging strike 1. Same thing, basically. But Henderson, since moving to the leadoff spot, has been playing better. It's not been a great season for Gunnar, but it's been a better past week, I'd say. See if he can keep that up here. Already reached base once. We'll foul tip that one back into the mask of Tyler Stevenson for strike 2. So Singer a strike away from getting out of the inning. We'll see pitch 48 coming up. J.J. Bleday, Tyler Stevenson, and Matt McLean will be the batters for Cincinnati in the bottom of the second. They have to get through Gunnar Henderson here first on the 1-2 count. Henderson will pop this one up high and out of play. So we go again. So I think Holiday was looking to steal there, but the foul ball is forcing Holiday to return. There, heard Kevin Brown just say that Steelers are 8 for 10 against Tyler Stevenson this year. So not a very good defensive catcher then, I assume. Don't know how he is at like framing and behind like blocking and all that, but at least in terms of catching base runners, it has not been a good time for him so far this season. Got a corner kick for Argentina. They serve it in, knocked away, cleared by Cape Verde. 80 minutes have eclipsed there in that game. So 1-2 again to Gunnar Henderson with Holiday on first base, 2 outs. Henderson will knock this one over into pretty deep center field, but not quite deep enough. Matt McLean makes the out. So both innings for the Orioles end on a fly out to center field. Orioles strand 1 there. They've left 3 on base already through 2 innings. Still hold the lead 1-0. Trevor Rogers will be back on to pitch. Argentina, I think, just missed a goal there. They have possession. Messi has already scored in this game. He's now scored in, I think, 7. He's breaking all kinds of records, as Messi. He's having a great World Cup. But it is getting towards stoppage time in Miami between Cape Verde and Argentina. It'd be absolutely insane if Cape Verde pulled this off and knocked out Argentina. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be crazy. Cape Verde is challenging. Ooh, almost a misplay, but they have the ball. Goalkeeper fell on it. Reds, I think, are last in their division. Orioles second to last. It certainly doesn't help that the NL Central has been fantastic so far this season. Let me actually check and see standings wise where the Reds stack up. Because I don't know. Division wise. Come on, ESPN. Yeah, Reds are last in their division. They're 13.5 back of the Brewers, who are 53 and 32. A couple games back of Pittsburgh. I think they're 3 games back of Pittsburgh for second to last. Pirates are 44 and 44. Matt McLean, not been a great season at the plate. He's going to be batting in this inning. I forgot J.J. Bleday is first up. Been okay. Takes strike 1 on a fastball at the top of the zone. Bleday hitting .237, OPS .685, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs, 27 walks, 59 strikeouts. Bleday will line this one over into shallow center field. This will hang up for Colton Cowser for out number 1. Cowser's been having a pretty good time in center field defensively. The bat has not been maybe as good as you'd hope for Colton Cowser, but defensively, he's been honoring Cedric Mullins with his play this season, especially over this past week. He had like 3 days in a row. He just made insane catch after insane catch after insane catch. Brings up Tyler Stevenson, hitting .230 on the season. The catcher for the Reds. Takes strike one on a fastball at the bottom part of the zone. Tyler Stevenson, 685 OPS. 6 home runs. I also realized I was reading Tyler Stevenson's stats for Matt McLain, I think. Maybe. Oh, no, never mind. I think we're all good. Yeah. 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. 20. I might have been reading his stats for. Anyway, those are Tyler Stevenson's stats, if I can actually read correctly. He's in a 1-2 hole now after fouling that one off. But Matt McLain is up next. JJ Bleday, 13 home runs actually, 37 RBIs, 34 walks, 50 strikeouts, had an 835 OPS. So he was actually hitting pretty well. Stevenson, though, in a count here, will knock one foul, stay at 1-2. So the batting average for the Reds is really bad. They do hit home runs a lot, but the contact is not quite there. Got someone down for Argentina, unfortunately. So he's going to have to come off field. I think it was an injury. But a big ballpark there in Cincinnati is Stevenson's going to take low on the sinker for ball 2. But Rogers hunting another strikeout here from the looks of it. Will have it just a little low on the sweeper to run the count full. So it's not been an efficient outing so far for Rogers, but it is so far scoreless through 4 batters. Well, actually not 4, but through 4 outs. That's what it is. There's a walk, though, on a fastball below the zone. So second walk of the day for the Reds. Now we'll bring up Matt McLain, who is eventually getting around to batting this inning. So it's 86 minutes as well in that Cape Verde-Argentina game. Argentina looking to push. Argentina pushing deep. The cross headed away. And back in the possession of Argentina, the shot is going to go above the goal. Not the zone. That's a baseball thing. Matt McLain takes a cutter inside for ball 1. Again, 195, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, 635 OPS. So that is the actual stats for Matt McLain. Kind of versatile guy playing center field at the moment. Will swing and miss on the sinker for strike 1. So Rogers been going to a pretty good mix of everything so far tonight. Not necessarily leaning on one pitch at the moment. But has got a couple variants of the fastball and that sweeper and the changeup. Throws 4-seamer there for... Oh, no, that was actually a changeup. It changed me up. But it's strike 2 nonetheless. Cape Verde with another clearance. Rogers once again trying to hunt a strikeout. Was in a 1-2 count against Stevenson, then eventually walked him. See if he doesn't do that this time. Would very much like that to happen. Or the walk did not happen pretty much. Check swings foul on the 4-seamer to keep it at 1-2. 38 pitches now for Rogers through an inning and a third. But double play will get you out of the inning. Strikeout will put it to 2 outs, but move on for Arroyo. That one is below the zone with a changeup for ball 2. Edwin Arroyo, the second baseman for the Reds. So 2-2 count now for Matt McLain. Rogers with a walk in this inning will get a strikeout there on the sweeper against Matt McLain for out number 2. So quick first out, long walk, then decently long second out. We'll bring up Edwin Arroyo. McLain just a little bit out in front of that sweeper. Misses entirely. So another strikeout for Rogers, his 4th of the game. And Argentina almost scored. They did not. First pitch to Arroyo is high with a fastball for ball 1. 259 batting average, no home runs, 4 RBIs, 606 OPS. For Edwin Arroyo, slug percentage is not very good. 297. Swing or pops this one up actually, and will be out of play over the first base dugout for strike one. But also not a lot of plate appearances for Edwin Arroyo this season. Only played his first game in this season on June 1st. I guess as he got called up, I assume, but has been a pretty regular player in the month of June. Batting in the 9 slot tonight for Cincinnati. Tyler Stevenson still lingering at first base, 1-1 count. This one's going to be fouled behind home plate for strike 2 on the fastball. So Rogers hunting another strikeout here to get out of the inning as Argentina blows that chance. Getting close to 90 minutes there as well. So the 1-2 for Rogers on pitch 44 against Edwin Arroyo is skied in the air and in foul territory, but still enough room for Pete Alonso to make the out for out number 3. So Rogers strands another, stranded 3 in the game. Has not given up a run yet. It's been a good volume of pitches, unfortunately, for Trevor Rogers, but scoreless through 2. Will be Adley Rutschman, Taylor Ward, and Pete Alonso up to bat for the O's in the top of the 3rd. Argentina with another chance in the box. They have it again. Now they kind of push it out of the box and reset. Cape Verde is doing all it can to defend. Looked like we almost had a shot. Now we do know it's blocked. Cape Verde is going to clear. They're going to lose it, though, on the clearance. Argentina gets it back. 8 minutes of stoppage time in that game. So this is very big for the defending champs. They're knee-deep in it with Cape Verde over in Miami for the World Cup. I'm very interested. I've been really getting into the World Cup this year, so I'm like definitely interested in seeing it. Like I'm definitely pulling for Cape Verde. You know, they're the underdogs right now. The knockout stages. It feels like, especially against Argentina. So this would be crazy. They somehow managed to pull it off. They're in the back seat at the moment. Argentina is firmly in control. There's a shot and saved. Shot was above the box, so didn't have too much of a chance there. Got a good foot on it, but Cape Verde goalkeeper in a good position to save it. So we get to the top of the 3rd. Rutschman struck out on a kneeling kind of half swing first time he was up. Then Taylor Ward singled. Pete Alonso also struck out looking on 3 pitches back in the first inning, though during that strikeout looking, that eventually led to the throwing error on the third base steal from Gunnar Henderson, which brought him home and is the current only run scored for either team. But Adley back up to bat for a second time in the 2-hole. We'll take pitch number 50 coming up in a sec from Brady Singer, who has stranded 3 so far. Throws inside of the slider for ball 1. Rutsch usually got to take the first pitch anyway. Wise to take it there. Showing the guys, fans in the stands over in Cincinnati. That one is sinker just inside for ball 2. And it is, from what I'm hearing, it's toasty over there. And it's probably toasty everywhere. There is a strike just on the inside part of the zone. Make it 2-1 on the sinker. So heavy on the sinker tonight for Brady Singer. A lot of that sinker sweeper, not too much else. Rutsch takes his time. It's someone down for Argentina. So 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, not earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Rutschman's going to launch this one high over into right. That is going to get down and hop over the fence for a ground roll double. So leadoff double for Adley Rutschman. Love that from him. That was messy down, actually. He's back up on his feet, though. But nice smooth swing there for Adley. Launches it over for his 16th double of the season off of, looked like maybe a changeup, actually, from Singer hangs up just a little bit. Does he throw a changeup? Let's see. Sweeper, cutter, might have been a slider that hung up a little bit. But either way, there's a runner in scoring position. Ball one just below the zone for Taylor Ward, who singled last time he was up. Stole third, though was not able to be driven home. 54 pitches now for Brady Singer. Taylor Ward takes a strike. Sinker in the zone. We get a free kick for Argentina from that foul on Messi from the looks of it. So big opportunity for Argentina to try and sneak away with one right at the end. Messi looks like he's going to be taking it. That pitch is high to Taylor Ward on a cutter for ball two. Messi with a kick, and it is low and saved. Knocked up in the air, though. The rebound is now saved. Not a great strike there either way. Now we got everyone down. Ward's going to take a good sweeper there for strike two. Now we got flops galore in that game. So 2-2 for Singer to Ward. Outside with a sweeper for ball three. Texting someone real quick. Hang on. All right, so 3-2. Ward on the next pitch is going to take. Oh, how is that not called a strike? Wow. Okay. Guess the strike zone's a little smaller than I expected. That is a full count walk for Taylor Ward. All right, let's see actually in relation to the box. Just inside. Great take from Taylor Ward. Wow. Again, I don't have the box, the strike zone on this broadcast for some reason. They have it on the replay, not on the live feed. So I thought that was a strike, but it was a ball. That one also just a little outside for ball one. So Alonso actually sees a strike for the first time tonight. Or a ball, sorry, for the first time tonight. It's 50-50 shot on what I could have said, and I said it wrong. But second time through the orders when Brady Singer really gets hurt. Alonso's going to ground this one over to Ellie at short. The flip over to second is in time, and that is going to be a double play. Not an inning-ending double play, but a terrible double play for the Orioles. First and second, nobody out. Gets to third base, 2 outs from Pete Alonso's grounder. So Adley at least gets to third, but that is not what you want to see for the Orioles. Squandering an opportunity there. So Singer got the pitch he needed. Now is an out away from getting out of the inning with not giving up anything. First pitch to Basayo is just inside for ball one. But 62 pitches already for Brady Singer. Pitch count is climbing at a steady rate. Basayo takes down and in for ball two on a slider. So Basayo is in the driver's seat at the moment with another chance for runners in scoring position. Kind of half swings there. No swing as a whole, though, so it is a 3-0 count. So 2 times in a row, Basayo's reached a 3-0 count. Basayo walked back in the first inning. And he's going to sky this one in the air, over and foul. So Basayo a little late on the fastball. So Dylan Beavers, who flew out last time he was up, is on deck. Would find himself in the exact same position, basically, with runners on first and third. 2 outs should Basayo walk here, but that is not a given. Basayo in the 3-1. Will knocks one high and deep to left. Does it have enough? Oh, yes, it does. I was not expecting that to be a home run because Basayo just kind of looked at it like he was very unimpressed on the swing, but it is just... He just knocked it out of there. So a 2-run shot for Basayo makes it 3-0 Orioles. Off of the 2-run home run, Basayo, with little reaction on the swing, knocks it for the 2-run shot opposite field. And Basayo comes up big. That is the power right there for Samuel. All right, sure, I'll take it. You're fooling me, Sammy. I thought that was going to be a lazy flyout. But hey, it was not. So strike one, by the way, to Dylan Beavers on a slider at the bottom of the zone. Like he's looking at it. Oh, actually, Beavers going to challenge us, going to overturn to a ball. So it is 1-0 instead of 0-1. All right. So 1-0 count for Dylan Beavers after the ABS overturn. I almost tipped my mic over. That wasn't bad. Sinker fouled off for ball one. So 1-1 count for Dylan Beavers. And what's coming the 69th pitch is he's going to jam this one up into not even center field. This will be right by the second base bag. Elly De La Cruz makes the out. So a couple outs in the air for Dylan Beavers. But Basayo comes up big, extends the lead for the Orioles on the swing. And Basayo doing what he does best, and that is hitting balls very far up in the air. The Orioles in control after 2.5 innings. Trevor Rogers will be up to pitch against Elly De La Cruz, Sal Stewart, and Spencer Steer at the top of the order. So Elly walked last time he was up, so was stranded at third base in the end. See if Rogers goes to a different approach against De La Cruz. I just lost my feed to the World Cup. Now it's back. I think it might, yeah, end of regulation, tied 1-1 between Argentina and Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde, I think is how it's actually shown. So, big drama there in Miami for the World Cup. No golden goal, no golden goal in that extra time as well. Though I don't know if Cape Verde wants to really send it to penalties, but still big, still very big. Those in the meantime doing well. They're looking to put on a winning streak. They won on Wednesday after losing 4 straight. See if they can win 2 here. Try and claw their way back to a good record by the time the All-Star break and the trade deadline hits. Would be nice. Would be nice indeed. Don't really want to see the Orioles sell off pieces again. That was not very fun last year. So reversible floppy hat night is next Friday. I will obviously be here, not going to go get a reversible floppy hat, but it's going to be against Kansas City. Don't know, because the Orioles have played Kansas City. I don't know if I streamed that, though. I feel like I might have. I don't know. I think I did, though. We missed strike 1 to Elly De La Cruz. No, Masson was late to that. So 0-1. Now it's 0-2 on a fastball right down the middle. So Rogers, 46 pitches now, so 44 through 2 innings, though no runs given up, and it has a more comfortable lead, though. Yeah, more comfortable lead now. Looking for a shutdown inning here. And an 0-2 count against Elly. Next pitch is down in the dirt, taken all the way. Sweeper buried a little too hard there. So 1-2 count now for Rogers, who has 4 strikeouts in the game. Had 3 in the first inning alone. Elly was not one of those strikeout victims as he walked. He will ground this one just foul on the changeup to stay alive. Got a lot of range on his bat, does Elly De La Cruz. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Rogers so far through those 2 innings. 32 strikes to 16 balls, so 2-to-1 ratio there. That one just a little high with a 4-seamer for ball 2. Will be pitch number 50 coming up. So probably see both starting pitchers exit early tonight. Definitely going to see Brady Singer at the rate he's been pitching. That one is down low. So Elly has worked it from 0-2 to 3-2. Now looking for his second walk. Rogers looking to try and solve the mystery of Elly De La Cruz. He's shaking his head. The full count pitch is knocked high and foul on a fastball that was in the zone. So Ellie has not really swung and missed all that much. We're getting Kevin and Ben in the booth where I think Ben's showing a pitch grip on something. I'm not quite sure. But now the next pitch is just low for ball four. Basayo's going to challenge here. We'll see if this stands. This might have been a little low. Orioles might lose their first challenge here. Basayo trying to bail out his pitcher. He will not be able to, so that is very close. Really, really close, actually. By 0.3 inches, but a walk nonetheless. So Orioles lose one of their challenges, and Ellie walks for the second time in a row. Great work, for great patience there for Ellie De La Cruz to take a bunch of pitches after going down 0-2, and to foul off a couple pitches as well. Brings up Sal Stewart, who struck out back in the first inning. Will take just outside with a fastball for ball one. Might have been a strike. But Orioles don't really want to challenge anymore because they're down to one challenge. So 1-0 count for Sal Stewart is going to be knocked high in the air, pretty deep, but not deep enough, to Colton Cowser in center field. For out number one, Ellie's not going to test the arm of Cowser, so unproductive out forced by Trevor Rogers. Also a quick out as well, which he really needs. 54 pitches through 2 1/3. Brings up Spencer Steer, who singled last time he was up and got stranded at first base after back-to-back strikeouts on Eugenio Suarez and Noel V. Marte. See if Rogers can induce a ground ball instead. That actually goes to an Orioles defender, not back up the middle. We'll get this one fouled back into the mask of Samuel Basayo, and also the umpire who's running the paint off. Basayo's walking the paint off. More the shock of getting a foul ball right back in your face. Oh, Argentina scored right at the start of extra time. So it is 2-1 there. That was a fastball fouled off of Basayo's mask, off of his shoulder, and then off of, I think, maybe the umpire a little bit. Might have nicked him slightly, but Basayo seems good enough. He's smiling, so he's all good. He's a tough guy, is Samuel. So they're, I think, chatting with someone off screen, I think, but also the umpire. Can't quite tell. It might be chatting with Sal Stewart. Or, not, sorry, Spencer Steer. They scored off a corner kick. I think they're checking for offsides. Doesn't look like anyone's offsides. Not quite sure. We'll see what happens there. But 0-1 to Spencer Steer is up high. Basayo pops up to maybe look to throw Ellie out, but he ranges back to first base. So 1-1 is the count now. Sure, there's plenty to review in that goal for Argentina. Still maybe overlooking it. Great shot there to bury it. A 1-1 for Spencer Steer is going to be knocked high in the air and behind home plate and out of play for strike two. Over into the stands. A lot of room over there in the stands from the looks of it in Great American Ballpark. Sayo gets another ball. He's all smiles again. Obviously, he has the 2-run homer to make it 3-0 back in the last inning. So Rogers at 57 pitches now, looking to get a strikeout of Spencer Steer in the 1-2 count at the moment. Looking to get strikeout number 5 as well. Really just any kind of out. We'll instead have Steer fly this one into center field, deep but not deep enough. So repeat of the Sal Stewart flyout for out number 2. Again, an unproductive out, so another good pitch there for Rogers. Brings up Eugenio Suarez, who struck out first time he was up in the first inning. Now not with a runner in scoring position this time. But Basayo and Rogers seems to be the connection. Adley and Rogers not doing great so far this season. Basayo probably going to be the catcher for Rogers going forward, as Suarez swings and misses on the fastball, strike one. So Rogers definitely looking to be more in control compared to the start of the game, and just looking a lot more comfortable over really since start of June. He's been looking a lot more comfortable. Throws four-seamer just inside for ball one. Looks like the Argentina goal is going to stand as well, so they have couple, like 20 to 30 minutes left to hold on and try and advance. Cape Verde is going to have to find a way to equalize. The 1-1 to Suarez is lined foul. Good contact, but to the wrong direction. Over past the third base line. So 1-2 hole again. A lot of 1-2 counts for Trevor Rogers tonight against the Reds. A lot of them. Not a super packed ballpark either. I don't blame them for not wanting to go on the heat. That's going to be just high for ball 2. Just a little high, as I think Ellie might have faked a steal base or a steal attempt as well, but he is still at first base at the moment. But De La Cruz, very fast guy. Now he's going to go, and it's going to be just inside. The throw is late. So Ellie with the stolen base attempt. The count runs full as well. Great jump there for De La Cruz. He was like halfway to first base by the time the pitch got to Basayo. Halfway to second, I meant. That pitch was just inside. And the throw had no chance at all. Good pick by Jackson Holliday to save it from going into the outfield. 3-2 count now for Eugenio Suarez, now with a runner in scoring position. So good knock here could get Ellie in. It will be low, check swing, does not go, instead is a walk. So a little bit of 2-out trouble for Trevor Rogers here. First and second now, 2 outs, brings up Noelvi Marte, who struck out back in the first inning. So strikeout and a walk for Eugenio. So walk number 4 for the Reds tonight. 64 pitches for Trevor Rogers through 2 2/3 plus extra. Could really use a quick out here to get out of the inning. Probably only see Rogers at this rate go through 4, maybe 5. But that is also very much dependent on how this inning goes. Reds have a chance to earn some runs back here, as Marte will sky this one in the air, but not very short, as Taylor Ward will track it down. So exactly what Trevor Rogers needed. 1 pitch, 1 out, strands 2. We remain 3-0. Rogers fist bumps Samuel Basayo. Not an efficient inning, or not an efficient outing at all for Trevor Rogers, but a scoreless one so far through 3 innings and 65 pitches. Argentina looking to score again. They will almost do it. It will be a corner kick, maybe, unless we get a high boot call. I don't know. But Cape Verde behind the 8 ball now, down 1 in extra time. Let's see. I think I just checked my fantasy team. I'm going to go check it again. Oh, this fan is so nice. The AC in my house, upstairs at least, is not great. But the fan I brought up has been great. I've been very much enjoying it. I should have bet Dalen Lyle, and he has 9 points. Oh well. Oh well. I'm doing fine, though. I'm winning by a lot. Excuse me, by the way. It will be same batting order as the second inning. So it'll be Colton Cowser, Blaze Alexander, Jackson Holliday, 7, 8, and 9 after the Dylan Beavers pop out to end the third. Cowser struck out. Alexander walked. Holliday ground into a fielder's choice. That's what happened with those 3. And that is going to be happening once the commercials end. Cape Verde is going to make some substitutes as they try and find a way to even the game up. I believe they play both halves of extra time, so it's not like they're running completely out of time, but time is growing shorter than they would like. I think they have about 5 minutes left, because it's 15 minutes, I believe, for each extra time half, and they're up to 100 minutes now, just about, so it'd be 5 minutes left in that first half. Colton Cowser up to bat, 69 pitches thrown from Brady Singer so far. The 70th is going to be strike 1. Cowser briefly squared to bunt, but pulled back. So I think tomorrow is what they're saying. Hunter Green will make his season debut, as that's a check swing foul from Cowser on the cutter for strike 2. But Hunter Green, who's been on the IL, is finally coming off of it and will make his season debut on the mound against the Orioles later on in the series. Going opposite of Brandon Young, who's been having a great season for the Orioles. 34 balls, 37 strikes, 71 total for Brady Singer through 3 innings plus 2 extra pitches. Cape Verde with a brief chance, but no go. The 0-2 is buried on a sweeper. Cowser takes for ball 1. So he stays alive. Cowser hitting .226 on the season. Crushes fastballs, struggles with off speed. Will take strike 3 on a view from behind home plate instead of the normal view, so I couldn't quite tell where that was, but the umpire signaled strikeout, so I don't know. Let's see, where was this pitch? It was in the zone, certainly. Cowser was looking at something else, so he goes down looking this time, went down swinging the first time. Either way, not a good home plate, or not a good sequence offensively for Cowser so far this series. Defensively, he's been fine. There's strike 1 on sweeper slider, actually, to Blaze Alexander at the left part of the zone. There's a half swing. Does he go? Are they going to show me? No, he did not. So it's ball 1. It's just like Masson didn't want to show me what the first base umpire was saying on that thing. There is a swing and miss for strike 2 on the sinker. So a much more efficient inning for Brady Singer here against the bottom of the order. And a 1-2 count at the moment. But Alexander walked last time he was up. In danger of striking out, though. He will take just outside. We get a challenge here, ABS challenge from Tyler Stevenson. This one, we'll see what happens here. This is very close. It will be a return to a strikeout, just barely. Just nicks the zone for second strikeout looking in a row for Brady Singer. So he's having a very successful 4th inning here, which is exactly what he needed. 77 pitches now. Jackson Holliday up to bat. Grounded into a fielder's choice last time he was up in the 2nd. Oh my God, Cape Verde scored. Strike 1 to Jackson Holliday, but oh my God, Cape Verde scored. They've tied it up again. That's insane. No way. That's crazy. They're not going down without a fight. Holliday is going to line this one over to second. Arroyo will throw him out at first base for out number 3. So 3 quick outs there for Brady Singer in the 4th inning. Orioles still hold the lead, though. 3-0. Should be J.J. Bleday, Tyler Stevenson, and Matt McLean. So the same 3 that batted in the bottom of the 2nd inning will bat here. Bleday flew out, Stevenson walked, and McLean struck out their first time up. I'm going to need to get more water here soon because I've already gone through most of it. I think they're still reviewing the goal, maybe. They're still celebrating Cape Verde. I didn't see what happened in the actual goal. I just saw the aftermath. But right now they're still saying 2-2 for Cape Verde and Argentina. I don't think they're even reviewing it. I think they're just trying to get everyone back on the field to go play. So the shootout is still on at the moment. Cape Verde has found a way to survive again. Let's see what happened here. Playing on the near side. Goes up. Now up to the top. Goes in, or back out. And, oh, he just takes the shot all the way. That is, oh my goodness, what a shot. Wow. That was incredible. Yeah, no way you could overturn that. That was just perfect. So at minute 103, Cape Verde ties it back up at 2 apiece. Argentina now with the ball. What a World Cup. Cape Verde, ooh, they have a chance to counter. Pushing it upfield. Oh, that pass is just a little too strong. Just a little too strong. Well, yeah, we'll see Rogers back out to pitch. Again, has not been an efficient game for him so far. 65 pitches through 3 innings, but scoreless through 3 innings as well, which is what you need. Strike. 1 to JJ Bleday on the fastball. Good pitch there. 3 minutes of stoppage time in that first half of extra time. The Bleday flew out to center last time he was up. Will foul this one off on a cutter for strike 2. Batting from the left side of the box against the lefty Rogers. So analytics favor Rogers here. Because I guess it's same side goes to the pitcher usually. Throws slider there, sweeper, I guess. And sweeper slider, similar pitches for ball 1, though. Cape Verde is going to clear again. Look to try and counter. Good pass there. Rogers on the 1-2, just outside for strike 2 on the sinker. Very close, but not close enough. 69 pitches now for Trevor Rogers. Bottom of the 4th. 2-2 now for Rogers, who will have Bleday ground out over to Pete Alonso, who beats Bleday by a step. So 0 for 2 night for JJ Bleday. Gets Rogers his first out of the inning. Tyler Stevenson, who walked last time he was up, playing catcher tonight, will come up to bat. So should we see either Stevenson or McLean reach, we would see Edwin Arroyo. I think Elijah Arroyo is a football player. I don't remember who he plays for or what position he plays. There's strike 1 on a changeup at the bottom of the zone. But yeah, Edwin Arroyo would be up to bat should we not have a 1-2-3 inning. Stevenson will knock this one high over into right center field. This will hang up for Colton Cowser. Makes the catch next to Dylan Beavers for quick out number 2, exactly what Trevor Rogers needed. So still just the 1 hit for Trevor Rogers. That was Spencer Steer back in the first inning. 72 pitches now through 3 2/3. Matt McLean, who struck out first time he was up. The last strikeout Rogers has thrown in the game. Up to bat now. Will swing and foul this one back for strike 1 on the fastball. Get someone down for Cape Verde at the moment, so they're going to probably bleed out the last of that stoppage time in the first half of extra. That is a changeup buried for ball 1. I think they're replaying the goal now for Cape Verde to tie it up at 2. Incredible shot there. The 1-1 count for Matt McLean here from Trevor Rogers, who's going to foul this fastball off. He's a little late to that one. 1-2 is the count. 75 pitches now for Rogers. So I think the command's gotten a little bit crisper now for Rogers after a bit of a shaky first inning. 1-2 count here is grounded foul on the sweeper. We go again. 80 miles per hour on that sweeper. My leg's like starting to cramp up. That's not good. Got to stretch it out. I'm going to get some more water and probably after this half inning. Rogers sets and delivers just outside for ball 2. Fastball there. May have been a strike, but I think it was a little high and away. Now the 2-2 is going to be grounded over to Gunnar Henderson at short. He will throw out Matt McLean at first for a 1-2-3. 7th inning, a much more efficient, not 7th inning, 4th inning. Where did I get 7th from? 1-2-3, 4th inning for Trevor Rogers. I think maybe his 77 pitches. That's might have what I was thinking. But anyway, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get some water. Orioles still up 3-0. Nice. All right, I am back. Getting to the top of the fifth inning here in a sec. Should be, I think, yeah, it should be Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Taylor Ward to lead it off in the top of the fifth. Top of the order, third time around. Rutschman has scored a run after being driven home by Samuel Desai on the 2-run home run. Henderson, the other run scorer, on the throwing error from Tyler Stevenson after the stolen base attempt in the first inning, got third. Throw was off target into the outfield. Henderson trotted home after that. That has been your 3 runs. Henderson back up to bat at the moment. Has grounded out and walked. I believe it was a ground out that he hit the last time he was up. First pitch from Brady Singer here is inside on pitch number 80 for him. Cutter there to Gunnar Henderson for ball 1. Breaks inside a little bit to Gunnar, but broke well too far inside. There's another cutter, I think. Slider, actually. Henderson swings and misses for strike 1. So he's in a 1-1 count now. They're showing the retired numbers for Cincinnati, I believe. Actually, don't know them off the top of my head. Swing and miss, strike 2 on the cutter. So everything's breaking inside right now to Gunnar on this at-bat from against Brady Singer, third time through the order. 37 balls, 45 strikes, 82 total for Singer at the moment. Does Gunnar Henderson, ball 2 on a slider. So Singer had a very nice fourth inning. Is now even in the count against Gunnar here to start the fifth. On pitch 84, it's swing and miss. Nope, never mind, popped up. Didn't sound like he hit any sort of contact there to Gunnar, but he did get a piece of it. Fouled out of play, so he stays alive. Still 2-2. So we go again, and Henderson takes inside for ball 3. Count runs full. Henderson looking for maybe his first hit of the night. Or maybe another walk. We'll see what happens. He will check swing. Does he go around? I don't think they're saying he did, so it's going to be a walk again for Gunnar Henderson on cutter that was a little outside this time. Henderson kind of half swing there, but did not go around. So leadoff man on for the Orioles here again. Brings up Adley Rutschman, who was 1 for 2 with a double. Argentina had a free kick, but failed to score there. So strikeout and a double for Adley. Takes strike 1 on a sinker at the top of the zone. But smoothly stroked a double, a ground rule double actually, over into right field last time he was up. Love another one of those. Maybe not a ground rule, but something over into right field. Swings and misses, though, on a sinker away. So he's in a no-2 hole. So Singer's been a little bit crisper over this past inning or so. An inning plus, 2 innings roughly, since the 4th really, but even with the walk to Gunnar Henderson. Ahead against Adley Rutschman at the moment. Adley will swing and miss. Strike 3 on a sinker. Adley chases a couple up and away, which is usually unlike him, but goes down there on 3 pitches for out number 1. Yeah, definitely up and away was that fastball Adley chases. Taylor Ward, who is 1 for 1 with a walk, single and a walk in this game, will take upstairs for ball 1. 90 pitches now for Brady Singer, so probably his last inning unless he gets a double play right here, which let's hope that does not happen as an Orioles fan. Ward will check swing. Does he go? No. Pitch is called a ball. We'll also have a challenge. So this will either remain a 2-0 count or go to a 1-1 count. This is a little close, and it is, actually pretty inside the zone. So it is 1-1 is the count. Stevenson's been pretty efficient with his ABS challenges tonight. I think he's 3 for 3 now. And Orioles as a team are 1 for 2. Dylan Beavers got one. Basayo missed one. Henderson just barely able to get back to first base on the pickoff attempt. Nearly got picked off there, but was okay in the end. Little close for comfort there. The Reds are going to challenge. It might get overturned. This will be close. Henderson might have gotten picked off here. We'll see what happens. And the call on the field is safe. So there has to be clear and convincing evidence to overturn it. Cape Verde barely clears away an attempt there. Let's see. Slow-mo, I think he's okay. Hard to tell. Well, we'll see what happens. Is overturned. Gunnar Henderson gets picked off. Not good for the Orioles right there. Oh, Argentina did score. So Cape Verde is going to have to find another miracle. So the base runner is erased for Taylor Ward, who will swing and miss on the sweeper for strike two. Corner headed right in. Unfortunate there. Ward will knock this one high into center, but not deep enough. Hangs up right in the middle of center field for Matt McLean for out number 3. So a roundabout 1-2-3 fifth inning for Brady Singer gets the Orioles top of the order down. Oh, still up though, 3-0. Again, Argentina now up 3-2 off of the header goal. 1:11. Still time. But now time is certainly running short for Cape Verde. Don't know how many more miracles they're going to have against the defending champion Team Argentina. I don't know. I was about to give them a nickname, but I don't know what their like team nickname is. The Blazing Suns, maybe? I don't know. I know they have. I'm pretty sure they have a sun in their flag, so I don't know. Cape Verde is going to have to do something, or their miracle run will end. Should be Edwin Arroyo, Ellie De La Cruz, and Sal Stewart up to bat for the Reds here in the bottom of the 5th. Argentina pushing again. That's going to be cleared away. Actually cleared back to their goalie. They're showing great American ballpark once more. It looks like there's something like that they had put in the outfield. I couldn't quite tell what though, like on the outfield grass. So I'm watching Cape Verde gets turned away. Still have it though. Cross in. Oh, just barely not able to be corralled. First pitch from Rogers to Arroyo is grounded over to Gunnar Henderson, sharply thrown out for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Trevor Rogers, now on 79 pitches. Exactly what he needed there. Brings up the top of the order now in Ellie De La Cruz, who's walked twice this game. Very colorful set of arm guards and gloves for Ellie. Which I don't remember if he had those in the first 2 at-bats, but does now at least. Takes just outside with a fastball for ball 1. So he's been in a couple 2-strike counts as well, has Ellie. He was in an 0-2 count last time he was up. worked it into a walk. There's a strike on a changeup at the bottom of the zone. Get a yellow card, I think, on Argentina right outside the penalty box, which is big. Rogers on his next pitch is just outside. Yeah, that's pretty obvious yellow card there. So he's a 2-1 count now for Elly De La Cruz. So 2-1 now to Elly is grounded over high chopper to Gunnar, who's going to boot it off of his glove. Tough play, but one he probably should have made. So Elly's going to reach base for a third time now, this time on the error from Gunnar Henderson. A Baltimore chop in favor of Cincinnati. Henderson just had it pretty much in his glove, but just escapes. Not a super easy play, but one you probably should make if you're Gunnar Henderson. Elly reaches base for the third time. Cape Verde with a free kick right outside the box. Bent in and just saved. Really close. As Stewart lines this one right to Gunnar Henderson on a line. So actually too hard for a chance at a double play, but a very quick out anyway. And free kick was just barely saved. Great leap by the Argentine goalkeeper to keep their World Cup dreams alive at 3-2. So 84 pitches now for Trevor Rogers. Spencer Steer, who has the lone hit, unless they're calling a hit. I guess they are calling a hit for Elly De La Cruz. Grounds that cutter foul. Don't know if they're going to overturn that to an error on Gunnar Henderson. Might just keep it as an infield single, but one of the 2 hits, I guess, for the Reds at the moment has belonged to Spencer Steer back in the first inning. Has Elly on first again. This one is outside. Sayo looks to keep Elly at first. 1-1. Not sure. I feel like they brought someone else into the broadcast booth, but I can't quite tell. Anyway, 86 pitches, 87th coming up for Rogers. 1-1 count to Spencer Steer is just a little inside as Elly takes second on the stolen base. Kind of popped out of Basayo's glove. Guess that was a little inside. I can't quite tell. I think they're calling it a ball. I probably would not have gotten Elly out nonetheless. Another just really good jump. 12th stolen base this season for De La Cruz. That one is inside for ball 3. 3-1 count now to Spencer Steer. So Rogers losing command a little bit here against the 1-for-2 Steer. We'll line this one foul off of the third base dugout. Railing pretty much. And you get, I think, a corner here for Cape Verde, I think. Yeah, corner for Cape Verde. Full count now for Trevor Rogers against Spencer Steer. 2 outs in this inning, and he's going to be grounded foul. Strikeout would end the inning. Rogers looking to keep his outing scoreless through 5 innings. 90 pitches now as well, so decent chance this is his last inning. Cape Verde with a chance, the cross. And that is a walk for Spencer Steer. Cape Verde, I think, misses their chance. Trying to double task or multitask. So that is a 2 walks, or not in a row. But a walk there for Rogers. Corner attempt for Cape Verde again. Drew French is going to go out and chat with Trevor Rogers. Brings up Eugenio Suarez, who has a walk and a strikeout in the game. Oh, Cape Verde almost had it. They almost had it. Might have been offsides, but yeah, he was offsides. Never mind. Hello, Storyblocks 10. I don't know if the why you typed is a question, and I don't know what question you are asking. But if you're asking why I'm here, I'm doing the Orioles game and also watching the Cape Verde Argentina game in the World Cup. Right now, Trevor Rogers is pitching against the Cincinnati Reds. He's at 91 pitches. Suarez, walk and a strikeout so far in the game, will take ball just outside on fastball. 1-0 is the count. Pretty big moment here for Trevor Rogers to try and find a way out of the inning again. Next pitch is lined over into left field. Line drive, though, is caught by Taylor Ward for out number 3. So good bit of juice on it, but not nearly enough elevation. Gets Rogers out of the inning. Reds have stranded 7 so far tonight. Scored none. So again, not a clean outing for Trevor Rogers whatsoever, but a scoreless outing through 5. Cape Verde is being aggressive here, trying to find a way to score. 3 minutes of extra stoppage time now. Get an Argentine player still down on the field trying to bleed time. I think we have a corner kick as well for Cape Verde. Oh, yeah, that's why the Argentine defender was looking to block the shot, and he took the shot straight to the nuts, which I imagine does not feel good. Is that X-Men 97? Season 2, maybe? And Cape Verde with a shot. Ooh, blocked. Hey, it's Apocalypse. And Argentina's going to clear it. Yeah, X-Men 97 Season 2. Still need to see Season 1 of that. Oh, Cape Verde with a chance. Nope, goalie's going to go out. He's going to clear it. Everything's going crazy over there in Miami. 2 minutes left to go on stoppage time. It's going crazy. Cape Verde's pushing. Can they find a way to tie it up again? They pushed Argentina to the brink. Cape Verde is pushing. The cross is a little high. The header, nope, no one's there. Cape Verde still has it. The shot, wide. Not exactly the best shot in the world. Maybe should have taken another pass. Argentina is about a minute away or so from surviving the gauntlet that is Cape Verde. Even if they lose, it's still an insane fight for Cape Verde. Goal kick for Argentina will be Pete Alonso, Samuel Basayo, Dylan Beavers up to bat for the Orioles here in the top of the 6th. Argentina controls the goal kick here. They're going to probably just play it safe, I assume. Caleb Ferguson now pitching for the Reds. 15 games pitched, 1.76 ERA, 15.1 innings pitched. Throws ball 1 on the slurve to Pete Alonso. Love the fact that it's called a slurve. But the lefty reliever for the Reds will have Alonso line it over into left field for a base hit. Alonso's first base hit of the night. Cape Verde still briefly with it. The sinker, cutter, four-seamer, and slurve for Caleb Ferguson. Mostly throws that sinker to lefties, not righties, so Saya's probably going to see some here. Cape Verde with time winding down with the ball, so probably their last chance here. Oh, I think they're calling it anyway. Nope, never mind. So Cape Verde falls 3-2 to Argentina in extra time. Saya on the first pitch takes a sinker there for ball 1. That looked like a strike, but it is called ball 1. Okay, sure. So 1-out count for Basayo, who homered last time he was up. Walked as well the first time he was up. There is a sinker in the middle of the zone for strike 1. That one I can certainly tell was a strike. So Alonso singled to start this inning. Basayo looking to maybe add some more runs for the O's here. On a good day for him so far at the plate. Time called by Samuel. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And primarily the sinker against lefties for Caleb Ferguson. Cutter's second most used pitch, four-seamer. And four-seamer and slurve not used a ton. Does have a save as well this season. 1-1 for Basayo on pitch number 5 is low and away on the cutter for ball 2. So Basayo in a good count here against the lefty Caleb Ferguson, with Pete Alonso on first base. Next pitch is just below the zone for ball 3. We get a challenge from Tyler Stevenson. This will be close. Another close one. Basayo smiling at his fellow catcher here on the ABS call. It is in the zone, bottom right corner. Actually pretty well in the zone there. Again, hard to tell without an actual strike zone box for me to see, but that was well in the zone for strike 2. So 2-2 count on Basayo now. Stevenson now 4 for 4 on ABS challenges tonight. So next pitch from Ferguson to Basayo. The delivery is grounded. Kind of a swinging bunt. Alonso's going to get held up, so this will be a double play. So unfortunate there for Basayo, who grounds into a double play. Erases Alonso at first base. Soft grounder to Edwin Arroyo at second for an easy 4-5. Yeah, I think 4-5-3 or 4-6-3. I think the shortstop is 6. Yeah, so 4-6-3 double play there. Gives Dylan Beavers no one on base this time. He is flying out and popped out. Takes strike 1 on a sinker at the top of the zone. So it was the righty-lefty batters for the Orioles. Bring in a lefty reliever. Righty gets on base. Lefty grounds out in double play. So the call to the bullpen worked there for the Reds so far. So 0-1 to Beavers is down and away with Slurve for ball 1. Hello, Kevin. That World Cup game was, in fact, very wild. I thought Cape Verde might have found a way to tie it up again at 3-3, but they didn't in the end. It's still crazy that it went that far and Argentina got pushed to the brink. But I think Cape Verde's got to hold their head high even with losing there, as Beavers is going to kind of jam shot this one over. It's going to hold up, though, a little bit to left. So that is an eventual 1-2-3 inning over to JJ Bleday, courtesy of the Basayo double play grounder. Orioles still hold the lead 3-0 going on to the bottom of the 6th. Don't know if we see Trevor Rogers again, given that he's thrown, I think, 90 pitches now through 5. Orioles bullpen should be pretty well rested. They also did just recall Anthony Nunez from AAA. Same with Jeremiah Jackson. Ryan Helsley got put on the injured list, 15-day IL with right elbow discomfort. Chadwick Trump also got DFA'd. So back to the kind of usual offensive lineup for the O's. Nunez back up in the bullpen as well to add some extra arm strength, with Helsley down again. Yeah, I agree. I mean, holding Messi to only 1 goal, and I mean, really, the later 2 goals Argentina scored were just pretty well, like, just well placed shots, pretty much. And like, I think the third one was like a couple header, like pinball header that just kind of got unfortunate for the Cape Verdean goalie. The second goal that Cape Verde scored was incredible. That shot was great. So it's the Cinderella story does go down, but it's like, it's the, like, same if you're watching March Madness and, like a F15 or 16 seed makes it to the round of 16, they're still a successful tournament for them, even if they didn't win, because no one was expecting them to do anything. But for now, though, we go fully to the Orioles, since the next game, which is the last of the round of 32, is... Oh, I just got a shiny Tepig. Holy crap. I booted up Pokemon Go on my phone. And I just... The daily starter egg pretty much just hatched for me, and I just got a shiny Tepig out of it. That's crazy. Anyway, that took me out. What was I saying? I just lost my train of thought completely. Anyway, oh yeah, it's who's playing in the last game for the Orioles or for the World Cup. Sorry, Rico Garcia is on to pitch, by the way, for the Orioles against Noelvi Marte, who's 0 for 2. First pitch from Garcia is being grounded over to Gunnar Henderson, makes a sliding play, spins, throws, and gets Noelvi out. Great play from Gunnar Henderson, who had a earlier misplay on Ellie De La Cruz in the previous inning. That one, very well played by Gunnar Henderson. 1 pitch, 1 out for Rico, who had not very good June at all after an amazing April and May. Gets a little help from his defense there. 9:30 is when Colombia and Ghana starts. That'll probably start like right at the end of this game. I'll just transition right into that on my own. And JJ Bleday is going to line this one over into right on the shallow single. So he reaches base for the first time. So 2 pitches, 2 contacts, 1 out, 1 hit against Rico. So Tyler Stevenson will be up to bat after that. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. So Rico, who's kind of been all over the place coming out of the bullpen, was a setup man early on, was a closer for a little bit after Helsley went down the first time, has been more of a mid-reliever as of late, given his struggles, but still been very good this season, working with a 1 out, 1 on against Tyler Stevenson, the righty-righty matchup. There is Stevenson lining it high and deep to left, out to the warning track for Taylor Ward. So that is 3 pitches, 3 swings, 2 outs, 1 hit. So I think that was on the slider. 4-seamer, changeup, slider, curveball for Rico. That was a deep fly ball, but just an out. So 3 pitches, 2 outs now for Garcia. Brings up pinch hitter TJ Friedel, pinch hitting for Matt McLean. Friedel hitting 181, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 531 OPS. I think he's kind of like one of their younger prospects that has come up in the past few years, if I remember correctly. I know the name's been associated with Cincinnati a bunch. Let me see if I got his stats. Yeah, he's been on the team since 2021, but he's been entirely a Cincinnati Red. So actually more of a veteran at this point. Will take outside for ball 1. First ball Rico has thrown. So it's definitely, I agree, Kevin, he's lost a little bit of his mojo, but it's still not been too bad for Rico. Just not quite the dominance he had early on in the season. It's definitely fallen back down to earth. And a 1-0 count against Friedel, the pinch hitter, batting from the left side. There's a 4-seamer just a little off the mark for ball 2. Career versus the Orioles for Friedel, 5 games, 478, 11 for 23, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. So very good against Baltimore is TJ. In a favorable count here with a man on. Still scoreless for the Reds. He checks swings. Does he go? No. Ball was a little outside. So a 3-0 count for Friedel. Tying run is on deck for the Reds. The next pitch is buried for ball 4. So 4-pitch walk for Rico on the pinch hitter Friedel. Brings Edwin Arroyo, the tying run, up to bat. Yeah, I could definitely see it being just overuse for Rico. And I mean, it might have just been a bit of one of those Linsanity runs where he's just pitching above his caliber. And he's just more falling back down to what we usually expect, as Basai was going to talk with him a little bit. But I do think he's, had some bad luck go his way. Just the home run ball was really killing him in June. See if he finds a way to get out of this jam here. 2 out, 2 on. Edwin Arroyo up to bat. Lefty batter. 0 for 2 on the night. Reds have been stranding a lot of runners so far. Orioles pitching has been stranding a lot of runners so far. And really, that's just Trevor Rogers, as Arroyo is going to foul this one away for strike 1. Actually, I think he just swung on a miss there. Either way, it's strike 1. Rogers' day is also done. 5 innings, pitched 2 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, no runs given up. JJ Bleday at second, TJ Friedel first at the moment for Rico Garcia, who's going to have Arroyo pop it up high in the air, but not nearly far enough in foul territory, actually, as Alonso is going to make the out for out number 3. So 9 pitches to get 3 outs. Rico strands 2, though. So maybe we see Rico on for another inning as well, given the low pitch count. 9 runners stranded as well for Cincinnati tonight, which is what you want to see if you're an Orioles fan. A lot of jams so far, but no runs given up. Will be up to bat, I believe. Colton Cowser plays Alexander Jackson Holiday again. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters have been up to bat for every other inning, I think, at this point. Since it's Dylan Beavers has capped off an inning all 3 times. But at least here on the East Coast, the sun is finally starting to set, so it should cool off a little bit, as it has been really hot. I think Cincinnati is one. I actually am not sure if that's one time zone over or not. It might be Central Time, because there's Eastern Standard Time, Central Time, Mountain Time, and Western Time, West Coast Time. I don't know. But I think Cincinnati's far enough west that it is behind an hour, essentially, from the East Coast. I could be wrong, but I think it is. No, because, well, yeah, Cincinnati's more on the left side of Ohio. I don't know. Might just look it up. Because I'm curious, and we're in between innings. Spell correctly, because my microphone's in the way of my keyboard. The time zone. Oh no, it is in Eastern Time. Okay, must be like right at the edge of it. I'll have to look up a time zone map later. But yeah. Anyway, it's been a couple runs early for the Orioles. Henderson reached on the throwing error from Tyler Stevenson after he stole third base in the first inning to score the first run. Then Samuel Basayo hit a 2-run homer in the third inning to make it 3-0. That is where we still stand now here in the top of the 7th. Caleb Ferguson, I believe, is still on to pitch. Colton Cowser up to bat. Dogs are barking downstairs at something, not sure what. So yeah, Ferguson against Cowser throws strike 1 on the sinker, right in the middle of the zone. There's a fan with a Orioles fan with a sign talking to Kevin, Ben, and Jim about limoncello and I think wings. Been something going on in the broadcast where Kevin Brownhead was talking with Ben McDonald. There's a ball 1 on the cutter below the zone, but Kevin had brought up the limoncello to Ben McDonald, who had no idea what it was. And so it was a funny thing there. And then for the wings thing, as next pitch is going to be swung on and missed on a fastball for Cowser, 1-2. But Jim Palmer, I think, had promised last year that if the Orioles hit a grand slam while he was in the booth, he would eat chicken wings for the first time. It didn't happen last year, but it did happen this year, 2 times in one game against the Astros back in like late April. So during a doubleheader. So Palmer ate his first chicken wings earlier on this year. That was what that sign is referencing. 1-2 to Cowser is swung on a miss. Strike 3 on the sinker at the top of the zone. Cowser goes down. Strikeout number 7 for Reds pitching as well. Cowser with his 3rd strikeout of the night. Not a good night at the plate for him. He's been good defensively, but offensively is not. That should be the end of the night for Caleb Ferguson as well, since he gets the lefty down. Blaze Alexander, the righty, is now up to bat. We get a new pitcher for the Reds. I have no idea who he is because I didn't see his jersey number, but he is someone on the Cincinnati Reds coming on to pitch, presumably a righty. That is going to be my assumption, is that is a righty reliever against the righty batter. But then after that, it will be Jackson Holiday, the lefty. Alexander 0 for 1 with, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. I think that looks right. And yeah, Holiday is just 0 for 2. Should we not have a 1-2-3 inning, Gunnar Henderson would be up to bat after that. He's reached base 2 out of 3 times. He's walked twice and grounded out. Now we have another commercial break. I'm going to go check the scoreboard. That's what I'm going to do. How is everybody else doing? Wow, the Nats just completely blew that game open. Nats are up 7-1 now against the Pirates. They were up 2-1 earlier. Yankees up 3-1 over the Twins. Only bottom of the third there. What is there a delay there or something? What happened? That's weird. It must have been a delay. The White Sox are up 3-1 over the Guardians, though there is a rain delay there. Then the Braves are up 4-2 over the Mets, middle of the sixth. Rockies up 5-1 over the Giants, top of the third. Rays and Astros scoreless, bottom of the third. Again, Cardinals won 17-1 over their division rival Cubs earlier today. Red Sox, Angels, Marlins, A's, Brewers, Diamondbacks, Padres, Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Mariners up to bat later. Chase Petty is the new reliever for the Reds. 9 games pitched, 4.71 ERA. 21 innings pitched, 1.19 whip. Opponents hitting 225, 3.9 strikeouts per 9, 3.0 walks per 9, 4 home runs given up. Chase Petty. How does your baseball savant page look? Number 7 prospect for Cincinnati as well, so young guy. His second time in the season, or second time in the bigs, as Alexander shears his bat. Great play by Arroyo to snag it there and throw Alexander out at first base on the first pitch. That was nearly a snuck-in single there from Blaze Alexander, who split his bat in half on the pitch he saw. But instead, it is a very well played out from Edwin Arroyo. Just right off the end of the bat, shears it in half. And Arroyo just gets it right in the end of his glove. Spins, throws, and gets Alexander out by a half step. Petty throws a sinker, changeup, sweeper, four-seamer, and slider. Pitched in 3 games of last season. So this is it's still pretty much his rookie season. Throws, I think, ball one actually just outside of Jackson Holiday. So there's the changeup and four-seamer a lot to lefties. So the Holidays are going to see that a lot. In a 1-0 count at the moment against the righty reliever, as Holiday knocks the sweeper up to not Elijah Arroyo. Edwin Arroyo caught on a line for out number 3. So a couple nice defensive plays for the second baseman for Cincinnati. Gets the Orioles down in order. Still lead 3, though, as we go to the bottom of the 7th. See if the Orioles trot out Rico Garcia again or go with someone else. Not exactly been the best night offensively for the Orioles. Only 4 hits and 5 walks, though. 7 strikeouts. But the big bat came when it needed to. Basayo with that 3-run home run. Now they need the bullpen to hold the fort down and pull out a win. Should just be Ellie, right? Yeah, Ellie, Stewart, Steer, I think, to start off, I believe. Looks right. Yeah, it was, because Arroyo fouled out in the bottom of the 6th. So, might be Rico, might be someone else. I don't know. I'm curious to see who's going to be, if the score holds, who's the closer would be for the Orioles tonight. Since obviously no Helsley, no Rico as well. I know Albarnez has tried to fit Kittredge into that role, but I don't know for sure. Just who else is in the bullpen? You got Tyler Wells, Grant Wolfram, Andrew Kittredge, Anthony Nunez, and then Albert Suarez, I think, is the other 5. Because Keegan Aiken's on the IL, so is Ryan Helsley. And I don't... there might be... Is there anyone else in the bullpen? Because they had a couple of guys they brought up for a game or 2. Yennier Cano as well, and Cameron Weston. That's who it is. I don't think we'll see Cameron Weston up at all. I think he's more of a lower leverage guy. Same with Albert Suarez. He's more of the long man. Cano might get the close if the score holds. Rico Garcia is, at least for the moment, still on the pitch. He did only throw 9 pitches. That's why I was assuming he would still be out there. But he's going to look to try and get Ellie De La Cruz out for the first time tonight. Ellie has walked twice and singled. Infield single for Ellie, who will foul this curveball away for strike 1. But Ellie, who is... Actually, I didn't realize Ellie was a pinch hitter. Or not pinch hitter, a switch hitter. I thought he was just batted from one side. But yeah, Ellie De La Cruz, the switch hitter, now batting from the left side against the righty Rico Garcia. in an 0-1 count at the moment against Uncle Rico, who throws strike 2 on a curveball right in the zone. So once again, Ellie is in an 0-2 count. Grant Wolfram is warming in the bullpen for the Orioles. So Rico looking to put Ellie away. He will throw fastball, changeup actually, a little bit above and away. Ball 1. So don't know what's wrong with Helsley either. It's just some kind of elbow issue. Don't know if it's the worst case scenario in Top and John or something else. Oh my goodness. Ellie's going to strike out and throw his bat basically over to the first base umpire. Loses his grip there and strikes out. Gloves might have been a little slick from sweat or something there. That is a dramatic first out for Ellie De La Cruz as Rico gets strikeout there. Orioles' 5th strikeout of the night. So changeup there gets Ellie swinging. Brings up Sal Stewart, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Again, having a very good season, rookie season for Cincinnati. We'll take a slider a little low for ball 1. That went flying and with no contact on the ball for Ellie there. Anyway, Sal Stewart on the 1-0 will check swing. Does not go, I believe. Yep, so it's a 2-0 count now on the slider away. Rico slick with sweat, as it is definitely hot over there in Cincinnati. I think everyone's probably a little sweaty over there. In a 2-0 count at the moment. We'll get, I think, it was a check swing. I think that was fouled partially off the bat. I think it was going to be a strike nonetheless. It looked like it was in the zone. It is for sure a strike. That just took a very weird ricochet. Yeah, it was, okay, it did foul off and then almost hit Spencer Steer in the on-deck circle, so luckily everyone's okay. Just a foul ball, strike 1. No harm, no foul there. Well, actual foul, technically. There's another foul ball, but, figuratively, no harm, no foul. 2-2 now on the count after back-to-back foul balls. Yeah, look at Great American Ballpark again. The Tri-Health logo, despite it being a forward, like a plus sign pretty much. Not sure what the graphic designer was doing there. Looks more like a squished Chevy logo almost. But 2-2 is the count against Sal Stewart. Nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th for Rico Garcia, who will get Sal Stewart to swing and miss. I think that was probably a strike in the zone nonetheless. Strikeout. That's what it is. It was kind of a check swing. Don't know if Stewart actually won around, but it was... I think they're calling it a swinging strikeout. It's in the zone. It clips the zone on the curveball. So it is still a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Rico Garcia here in the bottom of the 7th. He's having a nice outing at the moment through inning and 2/3. Spencer Steer up to bat, 1 for 2 on the game with a walk. There's strike 1 on the curveball, I believe. Might have been a slider. But Steer has singled, fouled out, or flown out and walked. Flown out to center. His second time up. We'll pop this one up and foul. He's in a 0-2 hole. Let me see. Hang on, I need to test 2. That's still working? Yeah, I think chat's working. It's just being a little weird. I don't know. Just want to make sure connection was good. But anyway, Garcia in the 0-2 hole, or ahead 0-2 against Steer in the 0-2 hole. Throws a curveball outside for ball 1. Yeah, ball 1. I'm getting there. I'm going to take a sip of water. I feel like the heat's just like melting my brain. A 1-2 is the count. And Steer is going to knock this one over to Colton Cowser, who catches the line drive for out number 3. Tried to figure out which way I want to do that. Cowser had to like break back the other direction since the ball was kind of wobbling, but a pair of strikeouts and a line out for Rico Garcia in the 7th inning. He gets through 2 innings of work very nicely there. Orioles still maintain their 3-0 lead should be someone up to bat. I think Gunnar Henderson. It should be Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Taylor Ward. So top of the order for the Orioles. Up to bat here in the top of the 8th. Against someone. It could be Petty, could be a different reliever. We'll see what happens. But the Orioles are in the driver's seat at the moment, to reuse that expression again and again. I used it a lot when I was talking when I was calling the World Cup game. Let's see. What have I missed on the interwebs? We saw Argentina and Cape Verde lose today. Ghana and Colombia. That's the last game coming up in about 20 minutes. Colombia's won their last 4. Ghana's been a lot more up and down. Thank you, MJF. Very cool. All right. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Shimanto last time, or earlier announced Takahashi. Azure Lane, PR, or the PR Wave 9 coming out soon. Already had Valparaiso and Max Immelman announced. Henderson will take low from Chase Petty for ball 1 on the changeup. So 1-0 to Henderson is going to be grounded foul. Yeah. I think it was their pitching started to fail them. They also had a lot of injuries, Kevin, on the starting pitching front, and then their offense also just collapsed a good bit in May and June. Because they were 20-12, I think, at the end of April, and then just fell apart completely. So it's been they were good for a bit, and now they're not. That is a changeup outside. It's going to be challenged by Tyler Stevenson. Let's see. Is this going to be overturned? Yes. My goodness. Tyler Stevenson has a just eagle eye for the strike zone. That is 5 now. 5 for 5 on ABS challenges tonight. Tonight for Tyler Stevenson. Gets it to a 1-2. Now it's 2-2. On the changeup that was well outside. So they said Kevin Brown saying he's the worst framer out of any catcher in baseball, but apparently just has a sixth sense for the strike zone itself, and has been getting a bunch of overturns tonight. Henderson in the 2-2 count will take low. That one certainly does not need to be challenged. It is in the dirt from ball 3. So full count now for Gunnar, who has walked twice in the game so far. Does not have a hit yet, but has reached base twice. In a full count now against Chase Petty, the righty. Gunnar Henderson, the lefty. Pitch number 9 coming up for Chase Petty out of the bullpen will be grounded over to second base. Edwin Arroyo will throw out Gunnar Henderson at first. So easy ground out there. That's 98 Rock Night next week at the Yard. And also reversible floppy hat night, I guess, as well, next Friday. Anyway, it's against Kansas City. So that is a sneak peek as to who, what next week's stream will be, Kansas City and Baltimore. As Adley Rutschman takes a strike in the inside part of the zone, 0-1. Rutschman, pair of strikeouts and a double. Ground rule double at that, but still a double. Did get knocked home from Samuel Basayo after that. He's going to foul off a sweeper there, though, is Adley to make it 0-2. But again, I believe, let me actually go and check. Hang on real quick. Let me go check my streams. Did I stream the Orioles against the Royals before? No, it was Twins, Pirates. Oops, that's not the one page I wanted to go to. Twins, Pirates, Giants, Guardians, Red Sox, Yankees. Okay, I guess I did miss that Royal series. A's, Nats, Tigers, Blue Jays. As Adley's going to knock this one over into shallow right field. This will stay up, though, for the right fielder, Noelvi Marte. Padres, Dodgers, Nats, and now the Reds. So 2 up, 2 down for Chase Petty here in the top of the 8th. Yeah, people definitely love their floppy hats. I mean, they're nice. I need to get one. If I wasn't going to be streaming the game, I might have gone to it, though. It also is probably going to be pretty hot next week as well, I assume. But floppy hats are nice. Taylor Ward takes sinker in the middle of the zone for strike 1. 2 outs here, nobody on. Top of the 8th, as twilight has fallen over the Great American Ballpark. And I can't quite tell what the lawn design in the outfield is supposed to be, or if that's just a quirk of the field itself. But I've been trying to figure it out whenever they show the wide shots of that stadium. Ball 1 as well outside. Down and away, really. So now the next pitch coming for the number 7 prospect in their system, Chase Petty. Sweeper outside for ball 2 to Taylor Ward, who's 1 for 2. Yeah, Kevin, I got into my car today, and I had left my car outside. I didn't have it any under heat, anything underneath. And I went to the gym. When I got out of the gym and went back to get in my car, one sec, this is a ball 3 now on a sinker in the dirt. But when I got back into my car, the thermostat said 109. It evened down to 100 when I was actually, moving the car, and it wasn't just baking in the sun, but it was still 100 at points today. And yesterday, I think it was even hotter. I didn't even go outside yesterday. I was like, I'm just not going to do it. It was rough. 3-1 Ward is going to be lined over to Ellie De La Cruz at short. He fields it, throws it over to first base in time for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Chase Petty. The Reds bullpen doing a good job to keep them in the game. Still 3-0 Orioles. We go to the bottom of the 8th. But I have a fan in my room right now. It's been going on basically all day. It's been very nice. And I've gone through a lot of water as well. Since the AC in my house, at least upstairs, since I stream upstairs, since it's got better acoustics, I think, and it also has a desk set up for me at the moment, the AC upstairs does not work all that well. It's basically sitting at 82 because it doesn't want to go lower, which is not fun when you're trying to stream and work and just do things. All right, let's see. Have the Twins evened up again? Yeah. I can't imagine how. I assume it's pretty hot down there in Florida. I bet. I mean, I think I saw the temperature for the game in Miami was only in the 90s, but it's probably super humid out. But I imagine Florida heat is not enjoyable at all. Well, Twins have gotten 1 back at least. It's 3-2 now. Oh, Trent Christian's back from the injured list as well. Let's see. That's up 9-1 now. Braves 4-2. I had Trent Grisham on my fantasy team for a hot minute, and then he got injured, and then I dropped him. He was good. Annoyingly so. Ah, dang. Dalen Lyle with 16 points on my bench. That sucks. Oh well. Sometimes you just don't have the luck in fantasy, but I'm up by a ton of points anyway. Yennier Cano on to pitch now here in the bottom of the 8th, so he's not going to close now. Maybe Grant Wolfram's going to close it. Yeah, humidity makes it feel like you just got out of a shower because he's sweating so much. Yeah. I hate humidity so much. It's so bad. It just feels oppressive sometimes when you go outside and you just feel the weight of the like wet heat on you is rough. But Yennier Cano, one of the trade recipients for Jorge Lopez back in 2022 from the Minnesota Twins, throws strike one on a sinker to Eugenio Suarez. Sinker, splitter, sweeper, four-seamer, and slider. Been a bounce back season for Cano this year after a rough one last season. Was an all-star in 2023. Throws inside to Suarez on the sinker 1-1. Suarez 0 for 2 with a walk. But Cano is big guy, actually. He's a pretty tall guy. Horizontal arm action. A lot of sideways movement. Sinker just below the zone for ball 2. Yeah. Cano's been used sparingly in the sense of not, full innings a lot. It's been brought in to get like a batter out, basically. Has the full 8th inning ahead of them, as Suarez is going to line this one over to right field. Dylan Beavers, who has not done all that much tonight, gets the out there. I swear I thought I heard my door shut downstairs, which should not be a thing because there's no one else in my house at the moment except for a couple dogs. So hopefully I'm not getting broken into. I think I'm fine, but it's just I thought I heard a noise downstairs, which is not ideal. Noelvi Marte up to bat. He's over 3. Struck out, flew out, and rounded out. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Cano throws low on the sinker. For ball number 1, got 4 pitches actually to get Eugenio Suarez out. 1-0 is the count for Cano, who yanks a sinker away for ball 2. Marte does not look like a super tall guy. Yeah, he's basically pretty average height. Looks a little small next to Basayo, but Basayo is also pretty tall. 2-0 to Marte. That's a strike at the bottom left corner. Good sinker there from Cano. Currently 6 strikeouts for Orioles pitching on the night. Garcia with 2, Rogers with 4. Cano cannot get a strikeout here on the 2-1 count, but looking to get an out nonetheless. We'll get this one chopped back. Basically a swinging bunt. Basayo is going to have to throw it from one knee, and it's going to be thrown into right field. Beaver is able to back it up enough that Marte will hold at first base. Kind of gets lodged under the padding. So Cano slipped as he was trying to field it there on what is basically a bunt single, swinging bunt single for Noelvi Marte. Would have been tough either way for Basayo because he got to it a little late, was breaking away from him. Might have been able to get Marte out with a better throw, but instead, Marte will be chilling at first base. Luckily for Cano, he is a ground ball pitcher, so there's a chance he can induce a double play here against J.J. Bleday, who's a bit of a power hitter. Lefty as well. Bleday 1 for 3. We'll line this one over deep into left field, but not nearly deep enough. Hangs up for Taylor Ward for out number 2. So 1 pitch, 1 out there for Yennier Cano. Gets the power hitting Bleday out. That is huge. We'll bring up Tyler Stevenson now. So double play no longer in effect. Only need 1. But Cano looking to work around the single here. Again, tying run is still on deck. Stevenson has walked and flied out twice, but has had a really nice night behind home plate. We'll ground this one off of himself and Basayo here for strike 1. Might have clipped Basayo's thigh a little bit. This was, I think, a sinker, the usual sinker that is fouled off of, it's actually just fouled off the inside of his left thigh. That's got to hurt. I mean, there's usually a lot of muscle there for some padding, but it's still going to sting. No protection gear-wise there either. But Basayo gives the umpire a thumbs up, so he's good to go. Basayo's taken a lot of those this season. The usual life of a catcher right there. That's why I stopped playing catcher a long time ago. I am wondering that as well, Kevin. I have no idea what they're going to do at the trade deadline. I think these next 2 weeks are really going to decide it, though. That is a sinker down and away. I know Michael Elias has certainly said that he does not want to be a seller. Like he wants to buy at the trade deadline. And honestly, even if they kind of float around a 500 record over the next few weeks, I could still see them maybe trying to buy just because the American League is so bad. This one is down and away again, ball 2. I think really barring like a terrible stretch, like going into the All-Star break and really just putting them out of reach, it feels like. I think they're gonna either buy or just kind of like stand pat at the trade deadline. Maybe not do too much. As Cano is going to induce a check swing. He does Stevenson, so it is 2-2 on the count. But I don't know if they're going to be super aggressive unless they go on a great run, which I don't see in the cards right now. I mean, they're 1-0 in July at the moment. But they need a very successful July to really make the trade deadline lucrative. I could see them being, not super active either direction at this point, as Stevenson is going to chop this one over the head of Cano. Gunnar Henderson barehands it, throws over to first base in time for the out. Nice play there for Gunnar Henderson on the chopper there. Gets Cano out of the inning. Orioles remain up 3-0. Reds strand another runner on the barehanded pick and throw from Gunnar. 10 left on base now for Cincinnati. We go to the 9th. Wonder if it'll be I don't know who they're gonna. Could be Grant Wolfram, could be Andrew Kittredge. I have no idea who we're gonna see pitch the bottom of the 9th for the Orioles, unless they score like 10 runs here. Then they'll probably throw in like their low leverage guys, but don't see that happening. I mean, I would like another run or two for the Orioles, just making it a little less, or a little more out of reach, but I'm glad this is a 3-0 game going into the 9th in favor of the Orioles. It's been a good performance pitching wise so far. Garcia and Cano have done their jobs out of the bullpen. Just need 3 more outs, really. 3 more outs. Can afford to give up 2, don't want to give up 2. Let's see if the O's can get some more runs here. Should be, I think, Pete Alonso, Samuel Basayo, Dylan Beavers up to bat. I want to say, I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, insurance runs are never a bad thing. I agree. Everybody loves insurance runs. They just make you feel so much safer. Who is this person talking to me right now on the TV? He's apparently talking about something serious. Foodallergy.org/empower. Something about allergies. It's a good thing to be aware of allergies. All right, so upcoming schedule, 3 away against Cincinnati. Then they have an off day on Monday. Then 6 in a row, 3 against the Cubs, 3 against Kansas City. I'll obviously be doing next week's game against Kansas City. Don't know if they have an off day on the Monday after that or not. Actually, it's probably going to be, now I think about it and looking at it, it's the Sunday the 12th. After that would be the All-Star break. So, yeah. That's, I guess, 6 in a row before the All-Star break. Julian Garcia up to pitch for the Reds. 3 games pitched, 3.18 ERA, 5.2 innings pitched, 1.24 whip, opponent sitting 0.111, 12.7 strikeouts per 9, 7.9 walks per 9, 1 home run given up. Obviously not a huge sample size either. But the Reds bullpen has been lights out so far tonight against the Orioles. Sweeper, slider, 4-seamer. So 3-pitch mix for Julian. King Julian. I don't know why I have Madagascar in my head at the moment, but I think just whenever I see the name Julian, that's what I think about it. Pete Alonso up to bat. Singled last time he was up. I believe that's the last hit the Orioles had as well. Outside on the fastball for ball 1 from the righty Garcia. Yeah, I think that was the last hit the Orioles had. Only 4 hits for the Orioles tonight, but it's been enough so far. And again, 5 walks as well. Alonso's in a 2-0 count now on the sweeper below the zone. So again, quiet night offensively for the Orioles. Reds have been a bit more active offensively, but the Orioles have been more efficient. Alonso takes a slider below the zone for ball 3, so he's in a 3-0 count now. Sometimes you just need to be a little bit more efficient than active. You're an offense. Tonight has been doing it for the Orioles as Alonso swings on 3-0 on a fastball, but I think it was a little late and fouls it away. Still in a 3-1 count, though. Again, we are in the top of the ninth, so reaching the end of regulation here. Borrow the soccer term. 3-1 is the count as Alonso swings and misses on the fastball. Strike 2. Garcia has worked himself back into the count now. He's already slick with sweat. I think Kevin and Ben are talking about the Travis and Taylor wedding as well. Adam Sandler was the officiator over at Madison Square Garden today. Not really big on celebrity culture, but that's pretty cool at least. So 3-2-2. Alonso is going to be fouled away on the fastball. We go again. Okay, Alonso, Basayo, and Beavers. Don't think we'll see a pinch hitter here. I think this is just going to be the usual crew. Again, trying to figure out what is going on in that outfield grass for Cincinnati. I have no idea. Alonso's going to pop this one up and out of play again. So multiple foul balls for Alonso here. Pitch number 7 coming up from Garcia. I can see Pete going deep here. I agree, Kevin. He's definitely swinging for it, that's for sure. He will knock this one high, but not deep enough. This will maybe stay in play. Ooh, tumbles into the stands. Does. Noelvi Marte, and he makes the catch. An amazing catch in foul territory going into the stands is Noelvi Marte. Gets out number 1. I'd have to tip your cap there. That's just a good play. So, not the first time we've seen people in Cincinnati do that. Feels like it's kind of a thing over there in foul territory, but Marte with the leaping catch into the stands for out number 1. Unfortunately, it was very nice, so retires Pete Alonso. Brings up Samuel Basayo, who knocks this one high and pretty deep to left, but not nearly deep enough this time around. So he flies out to left field for out number 2 to JJ Bleday. So no 2-run home run or 2 home run game this time for Samuel, unless we have something crazy happen and we go to like 12 innings, which I highly doubt. I also really hope that does not happen. That would not be good. Brings up Dylan Beavers, who's over 3. Flied out, popped out, flied out. Or more fouled out his 3rd time up. Beavers takes high, well high, with a fastball for ball 1. It is Tyler Wells warming in the bullpen for the Orioles. He's been pitching a lot better as of late. And looks to be the Orioles closer for tonight. Again, Ryan Helsley is injured. There's strike 1 on the slider, but Grant Wolfram was warming early in the bullpen. Don't see him at the moment. Tyler Wells warming right now. Wells has been mostly good this season. It's been a couple of bad outings, but it's been pretty good. Beavers are going to chop this one back to Garcia, who's going to throw him out. So Julian Garcia with a 1-2-3 top of the 9th inning. We'll see if it is, in fact, Tyler Wells going into the bottom of the 9th. Should be TJ Friedel, Edwin Arroyo, and the potential tying run in Ellie De La Cruz up to bat. It is those 3 no matter what. After that, Sal Stewart would be the next man up. Orioles looking to close this game out. Not always been easy for the Orioles in the late innings, especially out over this past month. We obviously had 2 weeks ago on the stream with the Dodgers that incident. That was Ryan Helsley pitching there. But let's hope it's just a nice, easy finish for the Orioles. Get 3 outs. I'm going to pull Tyler Wells' profile up. Former starting pitcher for the Orioles as well, Tyler Wells. Dealt with a lot of injuries the past few years. There we go. Tall guy as well. He's 6'8". He's a big dude. Yep, just need 3 outs. That's all they need. But all comes down to this. Go check the scoreboard one more time. This game's going pretty quick. I know it's already 9:35, but this definitely felt like it went by pretty quickly. Nats up 9-2, so Pirates got one back at least. Yankees still up 3-2. White Sox up 3-1. Or actually, that's still in the rain delay. Now I'll look at it. Braves up 4-2 still. Rockies up 7-2 over the Giants. Rays Astros still scoreless. And none of other games have started yet. Dean's looked good in his first start back. Yeah, he looked really good on Wednesday. And exactly when they needed it, with Trey Gibson having a bad performance the day before. Get Dino back, slot him in there towards the back end of the rotation. I like the Orioles rotation, honestly. I mean, they didn't have their best week last week, but Rogers and Bradish, top two. Boz, nice guy to have as well, and then Young and Kramer rounding it out. It's not a bad rotation, not bad at all. They need the bullpen to kind of shore themselves up a little bit. That's definitely something I could see the Orioles making a trade for at the deadline, is for another arm or two for the bullpen, since they could probably use one there. But last save for opportunity was back in September 28th of 2023. So it's been a minute for Tyler Wells. 30 games pitched, 3.18 ERA, 39.2 innings pitched, 1.06 whip, opponents hitting 228, 9.5 strikeouts per nine, 2 walks per nine, 5 home runs given up for Tyler Wells. Edwin Arroyo up to bat. Actually, TJ Friedl first, then Edwin Arroyo, then Ellie De La Cruz. First pitch is fastball, strike one, I believe. Yes. So four-seamer, cutter, changeup, slider, and curveball for Wells. Mostly throws the four-seamer, cutter, change to lefties, including TJ Friedl. Throws the slider a lot to righties. Barely throws the curveball. There's a changeup yanked inside for ball one. So Friedl, the lone appearance he was in, walked his first time up. That was against Rico Garcia. In a 1-1 count at the moment. Does hit very well in his few games against Baltimore. Takes strike two on a changeup there. Good pitch right in the middle, or inside part of the zone. So Wells is a guy who loves to throw strikes. Does get punished for it sometimes, but is ahead in the count at the moment. Gets his pitch from Basayo. Looking to get a strikeout here. Orioles have struck out 6 so far in the game against Cincinnati. Next pitch is just high for ball two on the cutter. Very close, but not close enough from the looks of it. Again, the Masson broadcast does not have the strike zone available, so I'm guessing. I've been guessing all game. They have it on the replay, but not on the live broadcast. There is the strikeout, though. Friedl swings under the cutter for out number one. 1 down, 2 to go. Edwin Arroyo up to bat. Ellie De La Cruz is no longer the tying run. That cutter was well above the zone. Friedl, pretty short guy, but he went after it and just completely swung under it there. Kind of in line with his name tag. That's how high it was. So Edwin Arroyo, also a lefty, against the righty Tyler Wells. First pitch is swung on a miss. Strike one, foul tip on the four-seamer. Arroyo 0 for 3, fouled out in the 6th inning, grounded out before that in the 5th, fouled out in the 2nd inning as well. The number 9 hitter for Cincinnati. Looking to try and get on base to try and keep their hopes alive tonight. Tyler Wells looking to shut the door here for out number 2. 0-1 pitch is going to be grounded over to Pete Alonso at first. He fields it cleanly. Trots over to first base for out number 2 on the hard liner. 2 down. Nobody on. 1 to go. It is Ellie. Wells looking for the save here. Ellie struck out last time he was up against Rico Garcia. So again, Ellie cannot win it or tie it now. He can only make the give the Reds, extend the Reds' time here in the game, pretty much. Give the Reds a chance. But Wells is cruising right now through 7 pitches. Throws a changeup low for ball 1. But Ellie has a couple walks in this game, a strikeout, and an infield single. Batting from the left at the moment as the switch hitter, Ellie. So Wells has faced lefties all 3 batters in the 9th here. There's a cutter that is, I think, called strike one. Yep, did clip the bottom right part of the zone. Looked a little outside, but I'll take it. So Wells gets himself a strike there. 2 strikes away from a save. But Ellie is a very dangerous hitter. We'll ground this one over to Pete Alonso, who fields it cleanly. Thrower to Tyler Wells is in time. Orioles win 3-0. Tyler Wells with the save. Orioles give up just 4 hits, 6 walks, strand all 10, strike out 7. Only 4 hits themselves, 5 walks as well. Orioles with a nice win to open up the series against Cincinnati. So they've won 2 in a row as well. We'll see if they can win 3. That'll be nice. See if they can turn their July around. But Orioles get to 41 and 48. Reds fall to 40 and 47. Nice little game there for the O's there. Samuel Basayo with the 2-run home run to make it a lot safer, but Gunnar Henderson, his unearned run in the first inning was what winds up winning it for Baltimore. So I'm assuming Brady Singer is still the losing pitcher. That's interesting. For score, like assigning a losing pitcher, because I assume it is still Brady Singer because he gives up 3 runs, but the first run, which is the losing run, is unearned. And, he gives up 2 more earned runs, but those like don't really count to the final score, kind of, if that makes any sense. Again, I'm still assuming that Brady Singer is the losing pitcher here. They have given him the loss, but it's like the actual losing run was unearned. So I don't know, just something to think about. But yeah, beautiful game for the O's. They get the job done. Wasn't a super flashy offensive performance, but the pitching did what they needed to do. Rogers was great. Wasn't super efficient, but was fantastic at stranding runners, getting out of jams. Bullpen did exactly what they needed to do. Gave up 1 walk and no hits through 4 innings out of the bullpen. Rico Garcia gives up the 1 walk to TJ Friedel, nothing more. And that does it for this one. So as Basayo is going to handle the post-game interview with Masson, I'm going to be signing off here. So next stream will be next week. I'll be doing more Final Fantasy VII Remake, as got to chapter 13 there. Start at 8 o'clock. And then next week will be... actually, let me actually see if... when am I working next week? Oh, yeah, I'm working. Yeah, okay. I'll have time. So the time, at least, next week for the Royals and O's matchup will be... Nope, not the World Cup. Hang on. Wrong thing that I clicked. Or tapped, actually, because I'm doing it on my phone. So their next game will be 7:05. So 5 minutes before the start of this one. So that will be that. Then actually won't have off because we'll have their first game back after the All-Star break will be 2 weeks from now in Houston against the Astros at 8:10. So we'll do that 2 weeks from now. But for now, though, that is it for this one. Thank you all for tuning in. Kevin, as always, a pleasure to converse with you over the course of the game. Go O's. That's 2 in a row on stream now that they've won. See if they can build on their 2-game winning streak here as well. And that will do it. Thank you all very much for watching. I just bumped my mic. I'm sorry. Tried to reach over to my mouse and bump my mic. See you next week, Kevin.